What's going on? Back again in the garage. Just want to give y'all a little rundown of what we're gonna do before we really jump into it hands-on, full hands-on. Today we're starting to pull this motor, so I'm gonna have Keith working on the front end while I do miscellaneous in the bay. Keith is gonna work on pulling the front bumper. I'm gonna work on actually pulling pieces off in the engine bay. Start prepping everything to pull this motor. Then we're gonna go on the sides, start working on the suspension, pulling that lower ball joint, lower control arm, pulling the axles. Then we're gonna drain all the fluids, pull this rad out. We're gonna pull the fan off, actually remove the starter, then separate the tranny and the block, pull this right up out. So with that being said, let's get it.
Took it tripod and all. So we're going to show you what we got going on. So we pulled, we got the front bumper off. He took off my beautiful HKS intakes. So we got so much more to do. We just got the battery out as you've seen. Noel just leaves his tools everywhere. That's how they get lost. Just it's coming. And on this side we kind of got stuck because this was on the outside. Like this piece right here was on the outside instead of on the in, so I couldn't get to the bolt that needed to come off, and it was like angled in weird, so I had to have him pull it down and then I had to take it out. So it's coming. Slowly. It's coming slowly, but it's coming. We're gonna make it happen.
What's going on?
I told him you just leave your tools everywhere.
You know what? I was actually just looking for that.
Yeah. See?
I had to run all
guys,
the bathroom for it.
That's gonna be a story of my life. I'm gonna set you back up. We're gonna get back to work. So, as you can see, underneath is it's not too bad. You got right here was a little flat, so I'm gonna blame that on Noel. And right here we're gonna delete the cat, and then we got a little leak coming over here. So we have our work cut out for us. And it's towards the end of the day. Noel's getting a little crabby, you know. He just wants to get back to work. Look at him. Look at him over here.
Yo, while you're down there, drop that exhaust.
Just drop it while I'm down here. You see?
Drop it like it's hot.
You guys see? You guys see how he talks to me? Alright. So I just started draining the rad. So we're going to be keeping the rad. We're probably going to be replacing this. Alright guys, so we're gonna call it for today. We'll be back at it tomorrow, maybe the next day. So we got the whole top end like disconnected. We got the bumper off. We got the rad out. We're all jacked up here. So we'll see you guys when it's light out. Alright guys, so we're back. Another day. And we should have the motor pulled in a little bit. And then we're going to get started. Alright guys, so right now Noel's trying to disconnect the bolts that are on the AC compressor and to make it accessible so we can get to the motor mounts and to make this thing a lot easier to pull out. So they're kind of, everything's in there kind of tight. It's kind of a tight squeeze. So he's getting it. He's getting to it. He's looking good. He's down there. He's working. Guys, I'm going to show you how stupid this is. So Noel, point to where we got to get into. So right there, and there's something right behind it as well. So it's like you get like a quarter of a turn, if that.
You know what? Why don't we grab the camera and bring you in? There we go. There we go. So this is where we're at. We pulled the power steering pump off, pulled the AC compressor out. I tried my best to get to these bolts that are on the block for the engine mount to remove the bracket for the engine mount. But there's a bolt that's on the top right hand side that sits right behind the turbo that I know I can't get out. So I'm gonna have to end up breaking apart this whole manifold. So while I do that, Keith is probably gonna pull the exhaust down and then we'll see where we're at after that.
Just a friendly reminder, this stuff, everybody needs it. You need a bolt to get off, this is going to do the job.
We got to pull this fan off since we don't have the special fan tool. We're going to do it the old school way. So I'm going to have Keith help me. Just, you know, simple stuff. Got to hold the pulley while I pull the bolts off. Nothing crazy.
And then the exhaust bolts finally came off. They were a pain in the ass. We did happen to snap one. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's still in there. But it's all old, so we kind of expected some of that. So right now we're just working on getting that last bolt free from the exhaust, and then we're going to drop the exhaust. So we'll show you the exhaust once it's out.
God damn it. What?
He's coming back out with it alive.
Yeah.
Look at that. That eye is totally shot.
Fucking pump. Pump. Look at this shit. That's the shit you was talking about the other night?
Yeah. Look at that. Who does that? Alright guys, so we're finally good to go on the top half for the most part. We just had to take out more than we wanted to right in here. So we still have the one turbo still in there, so we had to take out the one and then the manifold for it to get to the bolts for right here, which are going to be a part of the mount. And then, so now we're going to get to the bottom half down here, and we're going to pull it out once it's all done. So we're almost there. I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Mo's over here ready to get to work.
Light at the end of the tunnel. No, not yet.
Alright guys, so we got the bottom is pretty much all loosened up except for right where the end of the axle right here where Noel's about to fully loosen up. And then we should be good towards the bottom end. Okay guys, so we have to get the this cover off here, and the bolts are all up in here. They're right past this bar, so you can see them right there, right there, and right there. So we have to get that in order to get the axle out. I didn't know that, so and the axle's like right behind here. And then we will work our way to the tranny, and we're going to start loosening up the tranny bolts. So there's the whole bottom and the side end, and then what we'll do is we'll start to lift the motor, and then we'll pull off the mounts, and then we'll kind of lower it, and then get to the top end of the tranny bolts, and then we'll be able to pull the motor out. So I'm going to get to these, and then I'm going to get to those, and then we'll hopefully be able to pull this thing out. Alright guys, so Noel's over here just finishing up taking off the drive shafts so that we can get to the starter, and then there's like one or two miscellaneous things under there, and then we're pretty much good to go. Alright guys, so I'm going to put together the engine stand while Noel finishes the last bolt. The starter bolt is all the way back here, and it's like impossible to get to, so I think he's going to have to take off the intake manifold in order to get to it, so he's not too happy about that. So but we will get it done, and it's almost done. We're like almost there. We have like just that one bolt that's all the way back down in there. So in order to do that though, he's got to take all that off. So I'm going to build that while he gets to that, and then it'll all come together nicely. Alright guys, so we got everything pretty much loose, so now we're just seeing where we're actually going to link the chains and stuff to be able to pull the motor. So, you know, we're looking around, seeing where we can actually link this thing to get it up out of the car. Alrighty guys, so we're all hooked up. We just need to drop into the tranny bolts, and then we're going to pull it. But we actually ran out of time, so it's actually going to be done in the next episode. I'm sorry, we were meant to get it all out in one, but we're going to get it out. And then, so the next one, we'll actually have it pulled, and then we're actually going to go over it and show you what we're going to be doing to it. And then that should wrap up that video, and then we will actually get into actually doing the work on the vehicle. So we got, at least you can see the process that it took to remove the motor. And then, you know, in the next video at the start, it will be the motor being pulled. So if you did like the video, drop a like, maybe leave us a comment, see what you thought about it. Maybe any ways that we could have did this a little easier, if you know of any. So we'll see you in the next one.